Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Dr. Jota ENG, and today we will be talking about this man. This man in the picture is Kylian Mbappe, as you know, and right behind him you can see, guys, to his mother, Faisal Amari, who plays a very important, or I would say a crucial role in the future of his son. Is Faisal Amari, and apparently, according to this guy here, Francois Gallardo, Faisal Amari was in Madrid 2 days ago eating with someone or two people from Real Madrid. That is at least what he claims. Let me tell you a little bit more about Francois Gallardo. For all those of you who really don't know who the guy is, Francois Gallardo is a person who used to work and collaborate for El Chiringuito time ago. And when I say time ago, it's about, I don't know, 6 to 7 years ago. So he's a very well-known person by El Chiringuito, Giuseppe Pereiro, and all that. But I gotta tell you guys, this guy has been surrounded by the controversy, I think his whole life. I mean, he's a person who had some personal problems, right? And he ended in jail for, I think he was ripping off somebody or so. I'm not quite sure about it. I am good friend of him, and I'm not a good friend. I just have a relationship with him, professional relation, as he once in a while he shows up in my show. He comes over, he talked to me about Kylian Mbappe and other people and other names from football, and that's it. I mean, we're not friends. We don't even meet each other, and we haven't met each other actually. And but the other day, I decided, after this tweet, I decided to text him and say, hey, do you want to come over and tell me what you know about it? And he said, yeah, I will be okay with that. So today, about 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m. Spanish time, okay, he will be on my show. He will be talking to me about it. He will be, spitting out everything he has regarding to Kylian Mbappe and more stuff. So you are well invited to be there, guys, because even if it's in Spanish, the most of you guys will understand whatever he says, okay? So I think that that'd be awesome if you guys can or have a chance to come over and see what he has to say, which is to me important, because this guy and another guy that I know, a insider, that is what we call in Twitter, Real Madrid, right? All the Real Madrid fans, we have a Twitter, we have a group, and all the people who has been raised in the social media, right? Delivering information about Real Madrid and all that, we call them insiders. They're not professional journalists, right? They don't have a journalism background or similar, but they still have information, okay? So that's why we call them insiders. Well, there's another one of these who is telling us all the time, Kylian Mbappe will come to Real Madrid. Is that reliable? Is that information legit? Well, let me tell you something. This guy has been nailing some of the most important transfers, not in the world, but regarding to Real Madrid and others in the past. He also has had some mistakes, I gotta say. So, but the only key factor that pushed me to bring him over to the show, it was the fact the guy is showing his face. I mean, when you have nothing to lose, right? When you never show up in the camera, to me, your information is not going to be reliable at all. Why? Because you're not showing your face, man. Because if you show your face, is a big difference. As if you go out of the street, if you go out of public, people will point you with the finger if you're wrong, or if you lie, or if you cheat. You know what I'm saying? But these guys, either Francois Gallardo and Javi Coyotito, I mean, is well known like Coyotito in Twitter. These guys have been showing their faces for a long time ago and repeating constantly about the same information. So to me, they might have something really serious. And the least thing I can do, if I don't have that information, the least thing I can do is to bring him over and listen to them. They might be right. Nobody knows. So let's see what happens, guys. But this is going to be really, really interesting. And then let me tell you a little bit more about Real Madrid from Fabrizio Romano news. Latest news. It's about Florian Wirtz, and apparently Real Madrid are monitoring to the guy who, let me tell you, has been attached to Real Madrid for quite so long. And although I'm not quite sure about Florian Wirtz coming to Real Madrid, of course, it's always a good thing to share this with y'all guys coming out, because it's coming out from Fabrizio Romano. So let's see what happens. For aside of that, I'm gonna share with you the cover from Diario AS today. Haaland 2024. Is that real? I mean, hopefully it's real, because we really need a number 9 right quick and right now. Not for 2024, but for right now. So I don't know, man. Hopefully we can see the Erling Haaland wearing the Real Madrid jersey right quick in 2023. I don't want to wait for 2024, but according to Diario AS, that's gotta be 2024. So let's see what happens. Let's wait a little bit and see what happens. But the most important that I have for y'all guys is the hype that happened yesterday regarding to Jose Mourinho. Okay, Jose Mourinho was the name that was sounding all day long regarding to the next coach of Real Madrid. I have some information, and that information is my information. That information is, we asked to Real Madrid about that, and they said, really, it's bullshit. I mean, they actually denied the possibility for Jose Mourinho to come to Real Madrid. However, in my show, I had a couple journalists, one of them Italian journalist, Giacomo Jacobellis, who told me Jose Mourinho has rejected so far a couple offers to renew his contract with Roma, with the Italian team. Why? Because all the things he has achieved so far are no longer bigger goals for, or achievable goals for Rome. Why? Because Jose Mourinho thinks Roma needs more big signings, and before to accept any offer, he wants to listen to the family owners of Roma. Why? Because he has to know what's next and what's going on. I mean, what's next in terms of plans for the future, okay? If they have prepared something for the future in terms of big signings, then Jose Mourinho might remain in Roma. Otherwise, he won't be. He won't be there. He won't renew. He won't to stay. Okay? So let's see what happens. And just for my experience, guys, another thing I gotta tell you is, no matter how big is the no from Real Madrid, keep the door open, because you never know. In football, man, you never know. So, I mean, my information is they said no. But what I'm recommending you guys, what I'm suggesting you guys is be careful and keep the door open, because in football you never know. So if the possibility of Jose Mourinho for Real Madrid comes across with the board members of Real Madrid and everything matches and fits perfectly, then we might see the Jose Mourinho in the bench of Real Madrid. But I don't know. If you remember the way Carlo Ancelotti came back to Real Madrid, it was the most weirdest thing ever in the world. Why? Because it was just through a super simple call to Jose Angel Sanchez. It was like, yeah, I can be a good coach if you all want me there. So, and they say, okay, well, yeah, we can put Ancelotti. So it wasn't like 100 people just thinking over the table, just thinking about, okay, which one is the best? We should get this one. We should like Moneyball stuff. No, it was just a couple of calls, simple calls, right? Ancelotti was there. Ancelotti was coaching to Everton, so he, in my opinion, wasn't even in the list, right? But he ended coaching to Real Madrid and winning the Champions with Real Madrid. So the most crazy stuff you can think about in football can happen. So keep this choice, keep this option up, because you never know. So I don't know, man. We will probably learn something about it a little bit later on in the future, but to me, man, Jose Mourinho, do not say no if you don't know that, because it might happen. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. But my opinion is it could happen. So I don't know. We'll see.